My name is Michael Ferreira. I'm the Executive Director of the nonprofit MetroPSA Association, a trade association that advocates for local liquor and wine merchants. We are here because Total Wines & More, a $3 billion, 200-store chain, is applying for a liquor license just minutes away from here in College Point, Queens. The effect of that would be devastating and not unlike a Category 5 hurricane. It would bring complete devastation to the 350 local wine and liquor merchants in Queens. Total Wines & More representatives acknowledged to the New York State Liquor Authority that their stores draw customers from a 50-mile radius. This for sure would be a Category 5 disaster for local wine and liquor merchants across not only Queens, but the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Nassau County. Total uses large profits from its stores in other markets so that it can sell it below cost or cost. This is purposeful, so they can rip away market share and destroy the local wine and liquor merchants in their path. If approved, market dominance and market devastation will follow. They have done this in Nassau County, Long Island. In New York City, it's already estimated that 9% of all storefronts are empty. We can't let the local neighborhood wine and liquor merchants be the next local shopkeepers to go extinct. We have plenty of amazing wine and liquor merchants serving our Queens and College Point communities. We must stop Total's advance into the Big Apple and its plan to drop a 30,000 square foot big box megastore in Queens and harm these dedicated families. I would like to introduce Assemblyman Ron Kim of District 40, right in this neighborhood, for coming here to express his concern for local wine and liquor merchants.
First, let me begin by thanking Michael and his association for organizing so quickly. We're all here collectively to say no to Total Wine and Big Liquor. My colleagues and I have two problems with the big liquor model. First, the hyperscale monopolistic model that's predicated on undercutting the entire market by predatory pricing practices will demolish our local economy, starting with our small businesses. That is wrong. Number two, the extraction of money from out of our state, from our local communities. When you go spend $1 at Big Wine, or what's the name of the company? Big Total Wine, that dollar is gone from our communities. That dollar is extracted. Sorry, this is flushing. You gotta hear some airplane. Whereas if you spend that dollar, if you spend that money at a local, family-owned, independent small business owner, that dollar gets recirculated over and over and over. And guess what? These folks behind me, they live in our communities. Their kids go to school here. This is our neighbors. This is our small business owners. We have to protect them, especially now when everything we're doing is to reward the biggest, baddest corporations in the entire world. This is one of the very few places where we're able to protect local jobs. Our liquor industry, our small business owners are the heart and soul of our communities, and we have to take the stand. We have to say no to big liquor. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to introduce Tom Baffer from Local 2D, the sales reps union that deals with local wine and liquor merchants.
Thank you, Tom. So, my name is Tom Baffer from UFCW Local 2D. I represent the sales reps that service this area this together as partners. Why? Because Total Wine is a monopoly. Total Wine is here to destroy pricing. They have the stores, they have the manpower, they have the dollars to do it. The predatory practices that they've employed has already affected the people and the stores around Westbury. My salespeople got murdered around Westbury because of the decline in all of the stores' business. We're a family. The liquor industry is a family, more so than you would ever believe. They all know each other. They go to each other's homes. They go to weddings, bar mitzvahs. They go to everything. We're all here together to fight Total Wine. We got to keep Total Wine out of New York. They don't belong here. Thank you.
So I would open it up. Thank you. We'd open up to any questions for the three of us. From the press, if there is any, you're welcome to do so. Yes, ma'am.
So we heard from the owner, and she's saying, probably just because the way the license has been filed, that she, while it has the name Total Wine and More, she's the only owner and it's not affiliated. It's not affiliated with the chain. What do you think of that kind of response?
I beg to differ with that. In her application, which is foiled, which is obviously open to anybody, there's a $10 million line of credit that she's a 30-year-old woman. Obviously, she put $100,000 of her own money, $10 million of a line of credit, and $800,000 invested to build out. That is unprecedented. It's impossible. It's a corporation. It's being funded by the big father company. It's impossible. It's impossible. No liquor store behind us has an $11 million credit line to open up a liquor store. It's unprecedented. So, next, anybody else? No? How many? There's 1,100 stores in Suffolk and Nassau. It has affected a 50-mile radius, as they had predicted. Stores are down 50, 60%. This gentleman's sales reps they are starving in Nassau and Suffolk County. They are the exact byproduct of what happens. When their sales go down in local stores, this gentleman's that he represents, their sales go down. It's like a neutron bomb has gone off in that county, and it's affected stores even out in Queens, in the city. Next.
They were able to defend or find a liquor license in the state.
Absolutely, we've worked with them. We know them very well. Suffolk County, they started to pull out. Hartsdale, they were turned down by the State Liquor Authority, and they're actually suing the State Liquor Authority now with an Article 78 to try to get that overturned. I'm sorry, did you want to answer?
Just going back to your question real quick. Also, stay here, please. No small business have that kind of access to credit. They're using their conglomerate billion-dollar company. Make no mistake, this is a billion-dollar chain store. So they have access to that capital, and their model is based on scaling up, hyper-scaling, and destroying local competition by undercutting the pricing. And once small businesses are gone, they're going to raise and monopolize the pricing by raising it. That is a classic monopoly model, and we have one shot to stop it. That's why we're so adamant about pushing against big wine.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ron, I know you were one of the electeds who had wrote the SLA letter of support before you came out against it. I was just wondering why you changed your mind.
On the last hours of session, I was presented with this application by someone had came to me and said this was a MWBE owned small business owner that is trying to get a license. So I had no reason to doubt that story. But the moment that I came back to my community and started reading about who this person is and who she was affiliated with, I soon realized that this is not a small business. This is part of a mega corporation that is trying to come in and destroy our local economy. So I was the first one, as soon as I found out what the situation was, I was the first one to go back and rescind my support support and sent a letter to the SLA commissioner to persuade him to not support this application.
Thanks.
Next, anyone else? Tom? Any questions for Tom Backer from the union?
How do we spell your last name?
BAFFER.
Well, I thank everybody for being here this evening. And if there's any more questions, feel free. And one more minute.
It's estimated that about 160 jobs will be created in total line. How many jobs do you estimate from local businesses?
I mean, there's 350 local liquor stores in Queens. And I believe firmly that many of them would either have to shut their doors, lay people off. In Nassau County alone, there's a host of stores that have laid off half their staff. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Excuse me. The impact on truck drivers. We don't have a representative from the truck drivers union, but I'll tell you this: in other states, eventually what ends up happening, the wholesales here are unionized truck drivers. If they have their way, they'll be buying them from wholesale truck drivers that get paid $1 a case to deliver. That's not a living wage in New York City, as we all know. So that's the precedent on the case. Tom, would you like to?
Yeah, let me just address that. Yes, we have union truck drivers in New York. Total Wine buys from New Jersey and has trucks coming in from New Jersey to come into a New York store. Okay, using Jersey though, getting things cheaper from Jersey. Okay, it's disgusting. These guys are mega conglomerate, using his daughter as a pawn. What kind of father does that? You don't do that.
Next. Assemblyman, I would like to thank you for being here today.
We get a chat going? Chat, ready? Yes, we do. Say no to total.
No to total.